There's so much room for self-reflection from the Democrats, and I hope they have it. Every time Joe Biden bragged about how good the economy is, another vote of someone struggling went to Donald Trump.
All right. Anybody else?
I disagree.
All right.
I think that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think the more relevant question actually is, what is wrong with America? I think what is wrong with our country that the Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier, who is someone who is twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon, someone who has been accused of alleged sexual misconduct by 26 women, found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny?
Hey everybody, this is Troy over at Uncomfortable Truths. Thanks for checking me out. So we have to talk about the ladies at The View because they're losing their minds ever since Trump was reelected. But they're doing absolutely no self-reflection to say, hey, why is it the people didn't actually vote for the Democrats? Why did Trump actually win the popular vote? Now they're going to go ahead and explain to you exactly why that is.
Over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people. That's what the problem is. It's the Republican Party.
But can I say something before? We can do a second. The Democrats are the ones, they are the party that cares for the blue-collar voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection, ACA, unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about it.
Well, clearly they didn't convince the voters.
All right, let's keep it real. They're grasping at straws here to make it seem like the Democratic Party is somehow the working party, especially that old hag Joy Behar. What's going on is people have realigned to the Republican Party and away from the Democrats because the Democrats have stopped serving the working people a long time ago. People have caught on to that fact now and they've moved right. So you have that one crazy lady who's going around saying that there's something wrong with Americans and the Republican Party and they should do some reflection. Look, they're the people who actually won the election. So if you want to win an election in a republic or in a democracy that you're always going around talking about how important it is to save, then you actually have to do reflection and say, oh, why is it the people didn't vote for us? But they're not interested in doing that. And instead, they just want to talk about how dumb voters are, how dumb working class people are, and how they don't deserve the Democrats. Well, honestly, I hope they keep going ahead and doing that because that means Republicans are going to continue to win these elections in absolute landslide victories. And you even have a couple of people on The View who are over there saying, look, do you even hear yourself? What's wrong with you?
I think the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society if you don't have a college
that way,
degree.
But when you look at the proof,
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is
condescending?
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is.
A message of joy and inclusiveness?
No, the message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sonny just did.
What is wrong with America?
My point here is that
that's not what Kamala Harris said.
No.
So it's a competition between Sonny and Joy over who's the dumbest person on The View because neither one of them understands the American people or politics in general. So she keeps going on saying over and over that there's something wrong with Americans and that Americans need to have more introspection on why they would vote for somebody horrible like Donald Trump instead of saying, why won't people vote for my party? You see, she doesn't understand that she doesn't actually have control over the other party. The only thing that she can control is her own party, and Americans don't agree with you. That's why Trump won the popular vote. And she goes on to keep not understanding this, even after it's explained to her multiple times.
I obviously have a problem. Anyone has a problem with Donald Trump. The bigger question should be, yes, Sonny, why did they vote for him?
Yes.
In sweeping...
So they need to be introspective.
No, we need to be introspective. If we voted for Kamala Harris, we need to say, what didn't resonate with the voters? Do you know what didn't resonate with the voters? When they were saying we don't feel safe, and the left focused on defund the police and bail reform.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't be that. Let's go on and keep blaming the voters instead of actually taking responsibility for our own party's failings.
They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
Yes, but Joy, my point is they screened and screened and screened. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
they make the majority of this country, because
there's
every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say, I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million people are racist?
Who's going to say that?
So I don't know if you caught that because they were speaking over Alyssa when she made her point. And honestly, it was actually a pretty solid point. She was saying, well, if they're so interested in taking care of the border and protecting Americans, why did they wait until Biden's third year to actually address this thing? Well, they didn't really have a very good answer for that. So they did what they always do, and they just went to their greatest hits. Americans are racist and misogynistic, and that's the only thing that could possibly explain Kamala Harris losing an election, despite the fact that she is the most unpopular vice president in modern American history.
How bad was either the Democratic brand or the Democratic messaging that the majority of this country still preferred Donald Trump, who they know all these things that we don't like about him, they still preferred him? What's the answer to that?
Well, wait till he does his nice little tax break for billionaires coming up. And let's see how the working class likes that.
To be honest, though, like, I just have to jump in here. The tax bill that was passed, the average family of four saved $4,000 a year on their tax bill. You may think it cut too much for the wealthy, but a lot of people, actually, the reason the economy was strong was in part
Joy, but you know what kind of happened?
Come on, man. Look at the stupid look on Joy Behar's face. She can't even imagine the fact that people would vote for somebody that she doesn't agree with because she doesn't understand what it's like to be a working person. To her, $4,000 a month doesn't mean anything, but to most working class people, that's a lot of money. You don't have to be a billionaire to benefit from the $4,000 savings that Trump made sure the average family had. And she just completely ignores all of that, which is why no serious person is actually watching The View and believing what they say is the news. They are just out there to do cheerleading for the Democratic Party. And right now, what they are making sure does not happen is that the party doesn't do any sort of self-reflection. That way they don't change. Because people like Joy Behar and other people at The View and MSNBC and all of these left-leaning liberal news outlets, what they want to do is make sure that they keep getting their huge paychecks by ensuring that they don't actually take care of the working people. And instead, they just focus on corporations, they focus on their warmongering, and they just keep the machine running. Because the Democratic Party is hands down the more corrupt of our two parties. It's not even close at this point. And I hope that Trump just continues to railroad these guys and make sure that they never come into power again, because they don't deserve our trust and they don't deserve our votes. So everybody, that's all I've got on this one. Go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and share the uncomfortable truths. Take care, everybody.